What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another crypto update. Another day in 2022, and markets are crashing like always, so let's dive into some crypto news. First up, directly from Ripple, we have their partner Tranglo officially launching real-time cross-border payments in Malaysia. The company's real-time transactions continue to grow and are expected to increase 3.5x by 2025. And remember that Tranglo is using on-demand liquidity, leveraging XRP as a bridge asset. And ODL is currently live, last time I checked, in over 40 payout markets. Remember back in August, Tranglo launches new payout corridor in the UAE. The UAE, the second largest economy in the Arab Gulf. The country recorded $42.7 billion and $6.78 billion in remittance outflows and inflows. And we're talking about Tranglo because 1, they use XRP, 2, they have a variety of payment corridors that are live today, and 3, Ripple acquired a 40% stake in this cross-border payments company. And we can go right to Tranglo's Twitter and we can actually see right away, highlighting Ripple Swell, talking about ODL right there, showing them on stage, Ripple Swell, Tranglo and Ripple, something big is coming, and really just pointing out the benefits of RippleNet and then ODL, which leverages XRP. Better interoperability, lowering the remittance cost, and transforming treasury management. And Tranglo posted this: traditional banks and credit cards, look at this, 3% to 7% in fees. For payment gateways, this is 3% plus for foreign exchange rates. So we can see 3 to 7% or 3% plus in FX rates. And here's what they charge, 1%. So it's approaching near zero. Ideally, I do want it less than 1%, but hey, definitely better than 3 to 7. And it will over time force these FIs and other banks to lower their rates. Also, Ripple sharing, Novati Payments is using our solution to make cross-border payments faster, simpler, and more secure. The digital payment company providing secure and timely transactions between Australia and Southeast Asia with our global payment solution.
If you look at some of the disruption in payments and financial services, part of it is about just becoming a participant and breaking the shackles of traditional banking or traditional networks, being able to compress commercial relationships that, say, the banks have been able to build for 40 or 50 years. Disruption is not just about technology, but it's about becoming a part of an ecosystem, being able to participate. Yes, Peter Cook, I'm the CEO of Novati Group Limited. We've been listed on the Australian Stock Exchange for about 6 years and have been a partner in RippleNet for about 2 years. Our customers break into two, other fintechs, banks, financial intermediaries, where we are primarily providing an infrastructure layer or ecosystem for them to enable them to further their financial services and payments. And then we've got many hundreds of end merchants and businesses that use us to complete payments, whether it be issuing, acquiring, or cross-border payment services. So our clients are B2B payments companies. So essentially right through that consumer to business to RippleNet network through to the final receiving party, we're getting faster transactions. We pride ourselves on having financial services licenses in a number of jurisdictions and actually right at the moment are in the final stages of getting a bank license in Australia. We can use our licenses, we can use our tech, we can use our market position, join with RippleNet and meet others that are in similar positions and create a super network effect.
Now, speaking of different licenses, we have Bedict right here. Philippines Central Bank has granted cryptocurrency e-money and e-payment licenses to a Ripple on-demand liquidity customer, which is DA5, Direct Agent 5 Inc. So diving into this and expanding a little bit about this, so the Central Bank of the Philippines granted this e-money type of license to Direct Agent 5, DA5. Now, DA5 is an authorized direct agent of Western Union in the Philippines. And now it looks like they're going to have a VSP license, or a Virtual Asset Service Provider license, a VASP. DA5 already has a remittance agent license along with money-changing foreign exchange dealing license from the Central Bank of the Philippines. This is an older article talking about Lynx Global launching a remittance corridor between Australia and Vietnam based on RippleNet. Now Lynx right here has announced that its subsidiary DA5 has kicked off a direct remittance corridor to Vietnam after its integration with local payments provider FinFan. So Lynx Global is the big company, their subsidiary is DA5. DA5 got some e-money licenses approved by the Central Bank of the Philippines, and we know that RippleNet is already active in the Philippines. So we can see Australian subsidiary of Lynx, Arkin Technologies, rebranded as DA5 Australia. obtained a remittance license and a license of digital currency exchange services provider from Australia. And right here, this is the connection to RippleNet and ODL. So DA5 will send cash to Vietnam via RippleNet. So FinFan, a Vietnamese neobanking institution, began using RippleNet. So that's what I believe Bedict is referring to, just calling them a Ripple ODL user, DA5, a subsidiary of Lynx. So I know that was a lot, but bottom line. So DA5 has been using RippleNet as a bridge to send money to FinFan in Vietnam. And now that DA5 has some new licenses from the Central Bank of the Philippines, would it be a stretch to see the same thing occur, leveraging RippleNet? Next up, Jeremy Hogan right here. I own XRP because I know Ripple can't be sued again. I own Algorand because the Algorand Foundation won't be sued at all. So he's referring to Gary Gensler, everybody's favorite character in this simulation. And Gary has some old YouTube videos that we've shown before when he was an MIT professor, and he always spoke highly of Silvio Micali, the founder of Algorand. And let's hear the lizard speak.
Silvio Micali's Algorand, who's a Turing Award winner at MIT that I work with. Silvio's got a great technology that has the performance you could create Uber on top of it.
That's a bold statement. He said you could create Uber on top of Algorand, or maybe a new type of decentralized platform. So yeah, I would definitely be shocked to see the SEC going after Algorand because we know they play favorites, they have their nepotism. I don't want them to go after other projects, I just want clarity. But I do believe the SEC will be going after many other projects, unfortunately, and time will tell. I know it's a bad thing that, XRP's been facing this for over 2 years, but I don't think people realize how big it will be if XRP comes out of this on top with regulatory clarity going forward. I'm not talking about 2013 sales or 2015 sales. I'm talking about the XRP ledger today being used by real companies. There are other companies or even retail investors that have no ties to the company Ripple, and they've built their own decentralized technology using the XRP ledger. So going forward, I don't think the SEC has anything to stand on. But early onset sales, sure, get a fine, get it over with, rip the band-aid off, and let's get this show on the road. Also, we have the FLR token distribution. I know sentiment is lower than ever, guys. I don't blame you one bit, but we can see. And this looks like the distribution event will be less than 9 days away. So we can see January 9th, 2023. You can see some resources right here, and this is on flarepedia.com if you want to learn more. So flarepedia.com, discussing the token distribution event, or TDE. You can see who is eligible for the airdrop right here per the snapshot that was taken back in December 12th of 2020. How do I check my claim amount? You can go right to this link on XRP Scan. And will I get my FLR tokens on day one? For self-custody users that, held it in your own wallet that you are self-custodying, you will receive your airdrop on day one. For participants claiming via an exchange, it's up to the exchange to distribute your tokens. Now, I don't have the most faith in a lot of exchanges like Coinbase to be timely or even respect it. But many major exchanges have agreed to distribute the tokens within a window from launch. But in a perfect world, everybody would get their tokens on day one. I don't see major exchanges and Coinbase having this too high on their priority list during this bear market. We'll definitely see, and I'm going to stay optimistic for 2023. I mean, no matter how bad it gets, guys, even if we do create another low, I just believe 2023, we have to have a retracement. Is it a blow off top? God, I hope so. I'm not selling or capitulating any of my holdings at these levels. I'm just going to patiently wait, and I will be dollar cost averaging in only the assets that I believe in long term. Next up, we have Rekt Vojak highlighting Casper Labs partners at the Blockchain Hub in Davos for 2023 coming up next month. So we can see the partners alongside Casper, IBM, AWS, State Street. And we'll talk more about State Street because their assets under management are over 4 trillion. We have some Swiss organizations. We have Citibank, one of the largest, and of course Siemens. So right now, looking at this, we know that State Street presented, their head of digital assets presented alongside the Casper CTO last year. So they know what Casper is, and they're head of digital assets for a firm that has over $4 trillion AUM. Now we're seeing Siemens, and we're starting to see them more because remember there was also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe a hackathon between Siemens and Casper working together. This is a massive company. My dad actually worked for them for over 20 years. So safe to say that these organizations are looking at Casper or looking to build something or are today. And that's me speculating, not financial advice. But when the world's largest organizations are presenting alongside Casper Network and Casper Labs at a blockchain hub based in the World Economic Forum, I pay attention. So wanted to shout out Tokenizer, so killing it per usual. I actually watched a lot of this one, and I actually learned a bunch regarding the ISO standards, so it helped me better understand the financial messaging. So this guy is a must subscribe, great dude. You can go to when he covers CASPER as a quick intro, and he has timestamps right within the video description. So big shout out to Tokenizer, and I actually took a few screenshots from his video just to expand upon it a little bit. This is Meta Parlikar, CTO at CASPER, and we can see alongside AWS, IBM Executive for Blockchain in the Metaverse. And we can see IBM Blockchain Founder, 22 years, wow. And now State Street Head of Digital Assets. You guys realize how big State Street is? Like, it's just under Vanguard and BlackRock, over 4 trillion. BlackRock 10 trillion, we can see Vanguard 7. And here's a video I uploaded a couple years ago on my second channel. We can see digital assets, in quotes, will trickle, 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 then flood. Who is this from? Jay Biancomano, right on the news, the managing director of digital assets for State Street. So when you have some of the biggest managers or directors behind some of the world's biggest custodians and firms, $4 trillion, saying that digital assets will trickle, 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 then flood, I think that's a big deal. Now, I know that JP Morgan, all of these huge groups and banks, during bear markets, they're telling you everything's going to zero, it's never going to recover. Me, I have a bias. I hold crypto, but I am one of the biggest believers in crypto, and that's just my personal choice. I think when the biggest fund managers are creating crypto trading desks, Goldman Sachs, we have Citadel, etc., it's something to pay attention to. And I believe they're scooping up digital assets, future-proofing with this tech, buying up all the picks and shovels, investing into Web3 companies, or trying to actually build their own platform so that they can stay relevant and have their slice of the pie. I believe that institutions are so bullish on DLT and the crypto asset class as a whole. I know there's a lot of scams, I know there's a lot of garbage, and the same thing occurred during the dot-com bubble. But just remember, internet users today are about 5 billion people, and looking at the growth, crypto users is about 300 million. We're going to be at 1 billion users very soon. The next bull cycle wouldn't surprise me to pop to that. I do believe we reach 5 billion users in the coming decades. So I believe there's just massive opportunity. I think it's clear as day when you look at the macro. So we can see State Street, head of digital assets, alongside the CTO of CASPER, presenting at the Blockchain Hub in Davos last year. They're going to be partners again this year, which is good. We can see a CASPER managing director right here. He actually has almost 15 years of head of digital transformation for smart cities at Cisco. And remember that CASPER was the chosen blockchain by the city of Fuzhou in China for smart cities. And then, of course, the Blockchain Service Network, which is also a part of the Hyperledger Foundation, chose CASPER, and they actually minted NFTs on CASPER with their MOU. And CASPER will be at Davos again with some big partners. And last but not least, we have iTrustCapital linked in the video description. If you use my link and you fund your account and it's completely free, you get a $100 funding reward. So if you want a 401k or a Roth IRA, which is 100% tax-free, 0% capital gains for crypto, you can use a link in the video description to create a free account on iTrustCapital. Coming up next month, I've been using them for 3 years. Stop paying yearly fees this new year. In-kind crypto IRA transfers are accepted, no monthly or annual fees ever. So just wanted to point that out. You can see pricing, transparent as it gets. There's just a 1% transaction fee if you trade. And if you're nervous about the market, the best part is you can sit in US dollar. You don't have to sit in a stable coin. So for me, this is a no-brainer with my old employer with a 401k or my old Roth IRAs. I rolled one of them into crypto. Much love, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this video, I'd greatly appreciate hitting the like button and subscribing. Let me know your thoughts down below. And as always, my link tree is linked right in the top of this YouTube video description with all links, crypto resources, and discounts. I'll catch you in the next one.